من قلب العاصمة السعودية الرياض. أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من برنامج كورة من الموسم الرابع عشر على خليجية.
نيفيز نعم روبن يا روبن
الله يا من منذ أتى كان هلاليا.
ابن البرتغال روبن نيفيز، وفي رواية قلب الهلال، من القهوة السعودية إلى ذاك الحوار الأول له في الشاشة يتحدث.
Everyone in the world now talk about Saudi Arabia.
الهلال were really serious about it.
Yeah, if we see Cristiano that wins everything in football,
There is a secret and I want to know it.
it's the secret to be happy. I don't think, I'm sure.
You're sure?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I have nothing to say about it.
أهلا وسهلا بكم. في حلقة الليلة أنا راح نستضيف واحد من أهم نجوم الدوري السعودي، واحد من أهم اللاعبين اللي أعطوا إضافة كبيرة للدوري السعودي، واحد من اللاعبين اللي أنا كثير معجب فيهم وبأدائهم الفني داخل الملعب وأيضا بشخصيتهم داخل الفريق. ضيفنا اليوم لاعب من اللاعبين اللي عادة الخانة اللي هو فيها يكون فيها لاعب كذا شوي لازم يكون اللاعب فيه شوي مشاكس، بس لاعب اللي معانا اليوم ويلعب في هذه الخانة من اللاعبين اللي عنده تركيز عالي داخل الملعب وضبط الفريق وضبط إيقاع الفريق. سعيدين جدا أنه يكون معنا اليوم نجم الفريق الهلالي الكابتن روبن نيفيز. أهلا وسهلا. I'm glad to have you here in my show. It's a pleasure to have such a player like you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. You look happy.
I'm very happy.
Is it because of Al-Hilal continuous winning this season, or is there any other reason that put this smile on your face?
A lot of reasons. Of course, working over wins, it's better. Of course, I'm very happy with the season. I'm very happy with the work that we've been doing since the start of the season. And I'm very happy to be here as well. My family is very happy, so I have no reasons to be sad. I'm a very happy guy at the moment.
Yeah, I can tell. And is it Robin Neves or Robin Neves?
Neves.
Neves.
Yes.
This is in Portuguese.
Portuguese accent, yes.
And you prefer us to say Robin Neves?
Yes, it's okay for me because in England, I was in England as well, and they asked me the same question. So I'm used to both. So what is more comfortable for you, I'm okay with that.
Robin Neves.
Yes.
I'm sure before coming to Saudi Arabia, you faced a lot of criticism from the international media, saying that why you're going to Saudi Arabia, you're going there only for money, and it's not a top level of competition in Saudi football. How did you face that?
Well, it was not easy in that moment, but I learned that I need to look to myself and to my family first, then the others. And most of the people that talk, they were never in our position, so they cannot speak about something that they don't know what they will do if they were there. And people didn't realize as well the size of the project the league have here, not only the league, the city as well, the country. The people are better now because they start to understand a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I think still not 100% that people knows what is happening in this country right now.
They think it's only football. They don't know that there is a huge plan for the whole country. It's a vision.
They don't.
For the people here.
I think only if you come here right now, you can see the size of this project and the way people are working on the country. I used to tell it to my family, every time I go to Portugal 2 weeks, when I come back, there's something different for sure in
Each visit
in the city.
in the city.
Because in every 2 weeks we see something new and something growing a lot. And this is not normal. We don't see this anywhere. That means that the people here in this country, they are focused on improving the country, improving the football as well. But I think people now about football, they know a little bit more because the games, they are on every country now on the TV, but about the country they still don't know too much, and I would like the people to know it and to research for it, because it's really interesting, and I think it will be very big what the people are doing here.
Do you feel happy that you are part of this project, that you are participating in building the project?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. I think I came here in the right moment. Everyone in the world now talk about Saudi Arabia. Everywhere we go, we have people that know Saudi Arabia league, that know something about Saudi Arabia. So I think I came here in the right moment, and I hope I can help as well to show everyone how big this is going to be.
I want to talk about your family. I'm sure you have a wife, kids. How do you convince them to come to Saudi Arabia? I'm sure that they heard some negative things about Saudi Arabia before they come here. How did you convince them to join you here?
Well, to be honest with you,
Yes, please.
my wife was the first person that told me to come. So I had no problems at all.
She encourages you.
Yes. So my wife and my kids, I had no problem at all with them, because as soon as we had the proposal, as soon as we spoke to some people that were already here as well, they said to me, let's go, no problem at all.
Why do you think she said that to you?
Because even when we went to England, we were in Portugal, and we transferred to England, our first move. We adapt ourselves very good. I think I am a lucky guy as well for that, because I can always have my family with me, and I know they are very comfortable, and they do everything they can for me to be focused on my football. And when we got the call from Hilal, we start straight away to search about the country, to search about the city, and we spoke to a few friends that we had that played here before. And she said to me, no problem at all, let's go. It will be a new experience for us. I'm sure we'll be happy there. And we came without any problem.
What is their opinion now, after 1 year, your family, about living in Saudi Arabia, schooling and the culture? What do you think their opinion after 1 year?
Well, as I told you, we had no doubts to come here. And I can tell you right now, we are even more sure that we did the right choice, because our life here is very good. The kids are very happy. They have a very good school, very good facilities, good teachers. They are learning a lot, and the main thing, they are very happy. And to be honest with you, I'll have my wedding now in July.
Okay.
And I did a photo shoot with my wife, and we wanted to do it here because it means a lot for us to be here. And we do the photo shoot for the wedding. We did it here in Riyadh.
Great. So you keep memories of.
Yeah, we'll have memories. We'll start post some photos right now, and you will see.
Great. I want to talk to you about the offer that came from Al-Hilal. How long it took you to accept offer from Al-Hilal?
I think maybe 3 days, 2-3 days.
It wasn't long.
No, it wasn't long. First thing was the contract, of course, and the conditions that they gave me to do what I like to do the most, that is play football, and to have a contract like that, it's unbelievable. So that was the first reason. and then the project, the names that they start talking with me that the players will come here, how they are working in the Saudi league to be one of the best leagues in the world. I'm sure right now we are one of them. And then my family, of course, they were happy. I was happy. We spoke with a few people about this, and my life as well. In that moment, I was leaving Wolves, but the decision was not made in that moment. A lot of talks with other clubs, but no one came to me and gave me the real proposal apart from
They were really serious
Hilal.
about it.
Sorry?
Hilal were really serious about it.
Yeah, Hilal, since the first call they did to me, they were really serious and they wanted to do it very quick.
Having Cristiano Ronaldo here in the league, do you think this is a reason that encourages other players, other stars like you to join the Saudi football?
For sure, for sure. If we see Cristiano that wins everything in football coming here, that's for one reason, because he knows this will be good. Cristiano, in every project he goes, in every project he does, not only in football but in his life as well, in his business, he knows that he will be good. And I know Cristiano for a few time now, and I know every project he have, even apart from football, he knows a lot about it, and he's sure on what he's doing and on the decision he's making. So Cristiano coming here, a player like Cristiano coming here, of course, encourage a lot of players to come as well.
Do you have a relationship with him?
Yes, you have a good relationship. Yeah.
Do you think we will have more stars in the coming few years?
I don't think. I'm sure.
You're sure?
I'm sure. I'm sure because we speak a lot in the world of football between players and agents and everything, and every single player in this moment, they hear something about Saudi Arabia League. And if you ask to all the players in the world, I think 95% of the players, they will not say no. So
Okay.
I'm sure we will have a lot of players coming in the next years.
How do you rate the level of the football now in Saudi Arabia? The level of competition, how do you rate it?
Well, I have experience in Portugal and England. Of course, England for me still the best league in the world. But for sure, I will put Saudi Arabia right now in the top 5 leagues in the world. Top 5, 6 leagues in the world for sure, without any doubt.
You know, my next question is, when do you think that we will reach to be in a top 5?
Well, I think if in 2 years you achieve the top 5, 2 years more will be the second league. I'm not sure, but I truly believe on that because of the work the people is doing, the amount of countries that have the Saudi league now on their TV, and as I told you, from what I speak with a lot of players, not everyone, but 95% of the players, they want to come here.
Really?
Yeah.
Other players in other countries, in other leagues, they want to come here?
Other leagues, other countries, they will not say no to come here. I'm sure of that.
I will have this question, like at the international media. Do you think they want to come only for money? Or now they believe the projects and they saw what happened with you in the first year, and they say, okay, why not? We can join it.
See, in the past years, people that played here, the people in Europe, for example, they were not allowed to see it. So it's impossible to know
What's going on?
something about a country or a league if you don't see it. And now everyone can see it, and everyone see the competition we have, mainly between the first 4 and between the bigger teams in here.
Yeah.
It's the same as you go to Spain or you go to Portugal. There are 3 teams, 4 teams maximum that they will win the league every year.
Okay.
No other team will win the league, and that's the reality. Even in England now, we are seeing Man City winning the Premier League 4 times in a row.
Yes.
So every country has a big team, 2 big teams, 3 big teams. And here is the same. We have 4 big teams, 5, and we are fighting a lot to win the title. And people don't realize the importance of this season to win the title here, because everyone speaks that this was the season in Saudi Arabia with most competition, because of course of the players that the clubs bought from here.
Do they say when they see the continuous winning of Al-Hilal, and do they say, okay, this is very easy competition, it's not difficult competition, look at your team is winning everything? How do you respond to that?
It's easy to respond to that. I think they don't say it. No one said that to me, that's 100% sure. But it's easy to answer it. So if it's so easy, why we did it and other teams didn't do it? So why Hilal can win 30 times in a row and Ittihad, Ahli, Nasser, they don't win? This is not about the league. The league is difficult. It's about the work
team.
Hilal did, not about the league.
Wasn't easy.
Wasn't easy.
Was a lot of there was a lot of pressure on you to keep the same performance every single match?
Yeah, pressure, but I think the main thing was the pressure that we put on ourselves inside the dressing room, not from other people. Because we knew we could do something special here with the players we had, with the quality we had, the way we work during the week. We see that we could do something special. And the pressure that we put in ourselves inside the dressing room, I think that was the biggest secret for the season.
How do you compare the dressing room in Al-Hilal to other dressing room in other teams you played?
Well, first,
there is a secret, and I want to know it.
No, that's why I talked to you. Everyone going for the same goal, and we didn't have one player this season that didn't want to train, didn't want to play. We didn't have one player this season that did that. And sometimes in some teams, when you have a player that you don't play too much, he's not happy, and that can ruin after. The training session will not have the same quality as it should have, and this doesn't happen this season in here. And that's our secret, because everyone was involved, and even the players that didn't play so much, they work really hard to help us to be always on highest level. Because I know if I don't perform well, I'll have another player coming to my position.
You will be replaced.
Of course.
Do you think the system inside the Hilal is very strong?
Yes, it's very strong.
The organization?
Yeah. I think the best team in Saudi Arabia. Since I came here, I never had any problem with organization. They tried to help me with everything. I came here, I was 1-2 days in a hotel, and I went to my house straight after. So that means the organization is good, and they try to help the players as much as they can.
I will go back to CR7, Cristiano. In your national team, he's an icon, but here he's a captain of the rival team for you. How do you play against him when you see national team icon and he's captain of Al-Nasr? How do you play against him?
Well, this is football, no? We are used to play against our friends. I played in England, for example, I played against one of my best friends in football, and we need to know that when we are on the pitch, everyone will try to do the best for their team, and we cannot mix the friendship, the relationship with the football. And I think we are professional enough, everyone, to do that and to do that very well.
What do you really like about the Saudi football project? Is it the only the players, the quality of the players, or the infrastructure, the media coverage, the fans? What do you really like about it?
Well, the conditions are very good. The stadiums that we play are always good stadiums. with very good pitches, very good grass. So in terms of conditions, I think Saudi League is very good. I don't know the training facilities of every team, but speaking about our team and Nasser, for example, very good facilities. We have all the conditions possible to do our job on the pitch, and I can compare it easily with Premier League teams as well, the conditions that we have here. And I think the project will be growing in the next years. Will be growing a lot, because I see now even the teams below, they are starting to try to sign very important players, and this will get the league more competitive as well. I think that's the most important thing to put in the league and to make the league more competitive is trying to sign players not only for the big teams but for all teams. So after we can compete a lot with them as well, and maybe to get closer to Premier League, that's the secret, because Premier League have. So if you go to Premier League right now, you have two teams that are very good, that they are different than the others, and then you have 18 teams that you don't know what's going to happen in the game. You can go to play away, you can play at home. Before the game, you are not sure you will win the game, predict. Or you are not sure that you will control the game at least. Yeah. And I think that what makes Premier League the biggest league in the world, and I think in here you have all the conditions possible to do something like that.
For the players, the stadium full of fans is very important. Do you have that feelings when you play here? Do you feel happy when you see the stadium is full of fans?
Very happy. I think that's one of the most important things for the players, to go out to the pitch and to see a full stadium. For us, it's our biggest motivation. And since we are playing in Kingdom Arena, the stadium was always full. So very good environment, very good atmosphere, because the people is close to the pitch as well. I think maybe that's one thing they can change as well in some stadiums, because all of the stadiums now they have the athleticism outside. Maybe if they put stadiums more together, like our stadium, like Nasser Stadium, Shabab, Ittifaq, Etihad, it's very good, because the environment is totally different. The people are closer, you hear them more.
You feel engaged.
And you feel the atmosphere from outside to the game.
Is it important for the club to take care of the player family, to make the player focus on the football? I mean, every player has family's issue, like schooling, like papers to renew, the iqama and these things. Is it important to have department inside the club taking care of these things?
That's one of the most important things to have in a club, not only here, in all world.
In Al-Hilal, there is such a department?
Yes. I was not worried at all about schools, for example. I speak to the guys, I said I have 3 kids, they need to go to school, I choose the school, and they take care of everything. So I just needed to take them to school on the day that they decide. And that's very important. That's the most important thing for a player when they come to a new team, is to have someone to help you on that department, so you can focus straight away on football and not going to training thinking that I don't have school to my kids. I need to sort that and everything. So that's very important.
This will distract you if you don't have that department, will distract you in the training?
Yeah, for me, for example, will distract me a lot. If I don't have my family comfortable, if I don't have my kids with the school settled and everything, that will distract me a lot.
Even when they go to the matches, there are people taking care of them if they want to attend one of the matches?
Yeah, there's people always taking care of them. Depends on which part of the stadium you want them to be. But there are always people that takes care of them, and they know them, so they treat them very well.
Inside the club?
Inside the club.
You know how to talk to arrange that?
If I have any problem, if I want something for my family, I know exactly the person that I want to talk to take care of that.
And he's available all the time?
All the time,
24/7?
24/7.
Even you need a doctor in the middle of the night?
It happens a few times with my kids here that they need to go to hospital, and it's unbelievable. I was in England and I didn't had.
Oh, you were not here?
No, when I was in England, I didn't have that treatment when it comes to hospitals and something like that. In here, it was amazing. So I just called the doctor from the club, and they take care of everything. They just said, go to hospital.
They gave you the name of the
They
hospital?
gave me the name of the hospital, go there at 5 o'clock, I arrive there 5 o'clock, I go straight in with my key to the doctor.
In the morning? 5 o'clock in the morning?
5 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the night.
They were waiting for you and prepared?
The 2 times I went to the hospital with my kids, they were waiting for me and they were prepared to receive my kids straight away.
These things are very important, right?
Well, as I told you, for me, as a family, for us as a family, that's the most important thing to have. Mainly because we are not in our country. So we need to feel that we are safe, that we are happy, and that we have people taking care of us if we need something. Because it's the same if I invite you to go to Portugal right now,
Yes.
and you go to my home. If you have a problem in my home, I will make sure we will solve it. Because you don't know the country, you don't know the people, you don't know the hospital, so if you have a problem, I'm sure I will help you. That's the same. We came here to a new country, a totally different country than where we were before. And it's very important for us as a family to know that anything can happen, that we will be
In a safe hand.
safe.
فاصل قصير بعده نعود. أهلا بكم من جديد. Talking about the safety in a country. I'm sure before coming here you've heard a lot of negative things about Saudi Arabia. What would you say now about the safety in Saudi Arabia for your family and kids? And
Yeah, to be honest with you, I have nothing to say about it. Nothing. I'm here for, let's say, 1 year, almost 1 year. We didn't have any problem at any time. So sometimes people talk because your wife will not be allowed to go out alone and everything, and she will be at home every time. That's not true at all. So sometimes I go to training, she goes to shopping, for example, and there is no problem. She goes with the kids to the park, and there is no problems at all. So we feel very safe here, and I think for sure it's one of the most safest place in the world right now.
what do you learn from the Saudi people? If one day you will go back home and you will retire, what would you say about Saudi people?
The thing I speak the most with my family and with my wife is how Saudi people like to have foreign people in their country. So, and we felt that straight away when he came here. the happiness on the Saudi people's faces when they see someone from other country coming here,
Yes.
it's unbelievable. And a lot of people think the opposite. You know, the people that don't know the country, they think the opposite.
We don't like the.
They think that you don't like to receive people, and it's completely different. As soon as you land here, you know, and you noticed that the people are very happy to have you, and they start speaking to you, and they want to show you everything about the country. They are very proud of their country, and that, for me as a country, is a very good thing to have.
What do you really like about the Saudi culture?
Well, the respect, of course, and I like the way you follow your culture. Of course, I experienced now Ramadan as well,
Ramadan.
and the way you follow the culture is very good. It's not so you don't feel that in any other country. So everyone is following the culture very straight and with a lot of respect.
During Ramadan, you know that players are fasting and you have to stop training for Muslim players will go to pray. How did you look at that?
Well, it's normal. I think it's all about respect. We are coming here, we are not Muslim, we are from other countries, but if we want to be here and if we want the people to respect us, the only thing we need to do is to respect the people as well, and to respect the people from here. And that's the secret to be happy and to have a very good life here and to be kind to everyone.
I like to ask this question: the experience of first Ramadan, okay, in Saudi Arabia, how was it for you?
It was different. It was different mainly because we changed completely the routines. So the times of school changed for the kids, the time of training changed as well, but it was like the first 4 or 5 days, I couldn't sleep too much because we trained very late and everything, but after we get used to it and we just enjoy, because it's very good to see the people doing that as well. We enjoy to see all people doing the Ramadan and to see the happiness on their faces as well, that they are doing something very important for their culture and they don't fail.
It's really nice to discover other cultures, right?
Yeah, it's very nice. I like to. I've been in Africa one time as well with my wife on holidays, and we went there to the city to know something about the city as well and about the culture. So we like to learn, and I think it's important to learn culture and to know that everywhere in the world is someone different, but that is a person exactly like you.
فاصل قصير بعده نعود. In a few days you will play the final King Cup against your rival Al-Nasr, and Al-Hilal played against Al-Nasr in Arab Cup. Al-Nasr won. Al-Hilal won the league, won the Super Cup, and you played against Al-Nasr in Riyadh season, and you won. Now you're playing the final against Al-Nasr in King Cup. How do you see the chances for Al-Hilal to win that trophy?
Well, it's one more game for us to try to do our work as we've been doing since the beginning. Of course, the games against Nasser, it's always a fight. Two very big teams, a lot of quality players in each team, so anything can happen. Of course, the difference will be on the details, as always. He's against these kind of teams, and we have 1 week to prepare ourselves to that game.
And after the final of the King Cup, you will play in your national team in Europe, and this comes after long, exhausting season for the players. Do you think this is fair for the players to have that tight schedule, that kind of pressure on the players?
Well, I cannot say it's unfair. So it's football. We like to play football. I love to play for my country. So I think it's the times right now, they are different than
Before.
a lot of years before. Because now people see more football, there's a lot of business around the football as well. And if you want football to still the best competition in the world, you need to play.
But some players now are complaining, you know, that
Yeah,
they said that they put a lot of pressure on us.
I know, and that's not a lie as well. That's true. We have a lot of games. I remember in March, final of March, beginning of April this season, for example, when I came back from national team, we played 5 games in 13 days here in Hilal.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. Of course, everyone wants to see football, everyone wants to play football, but for us to play a good game and for us to give a good show to the people, we need to be good as well, physically
Yes.
and mentally, of course. And to play 5 games in 13 days was very hard.
With the travel and everything.
And we played in those 5 games, 3 games against Etihad. So it was very hard for us to do it. And you get tired, of course. You get tired physically, you get tired mentally, because after you want to do something and your body don't allow it to do it. So I think the secret here is to manage better the schedule and to manage better where they put the games, because sometimes it get very, very hard for us.
How do you see the chances for your national team in Europe?
Well, as I always say about Portugal, always Portugal they have a chance. You have a lot of quality players. You have a lot of players playing in the highest level in football. But these competitions are hard. These competitions, Euros, World Cups, they're a different competition than everything.
Yes.
You have a small time to prepare everything, and then every single game is a final. If you lose one match, you can be out of the competition, and you don't have the chance to turning it back. So these competitions for me are the most difficult ones in football. I experienced to play 1 Euro and 1 World Cup already, and I can tell you that for sure. The World Cup was the most difficult competition I've ever played, and the Euros as well.
And who do you like among the players and other teams here in Saudi Arabia?
Oof, a lot of good players. Right
Give me some names.
now it's very hard to say because
Let's start with the Saudi players, if you know some names, and other teams.
from another teams.
Yes.
Khaibari, I like from Nasser.
Khaibari.
Khaibari,
Okay.
the midfielder. I like, of course, he was with what's the name? The goalkeeper from Etihad. He played with us. in
Mayouf.
الهلال. Mayouf, is that exactly? I like him a lot. Very good person. He was one of the persons that I speak the most when I came here.
Okay.
So I like him. I like him a lot,
He's such a nice guy.
and he's a very, very nice guy. After we have a lot of players that
Okay.
have quality, like Hamdallah, we have Kante, we have Mane. I will not speak about Cristiano and Otavio because I know them a lot. Mahrez, Saint-Maximin, a lot of players that they are very good players. We have Rakitic right now in Shabab. I have a big friend in Shabab that is Romain Saiz. He played with me in Wolves. I really like a player of Shabab that he's Hilal player still. And for me, one of the players with more quality that I see here,
Who's that?
Musab.
Musab Al-Juwair.
Yes, the midfielder.
Yes.
So I experienced to play with him in the preseason. And for me, if he's focused on what he needs to do, he can be a top player.
Interesting. Musab Al-Juwair. Such a player.
Very, very good player. So in terms of quality, individual quality, very, very good player, very talented player.
What was the hardest match you played this season? It was a lot of pressure and you couldn't control it, and you still remember it.
Well, the hardest one for sure, without any doubt, was the Champions League match away against Al Ain.
Al Ain. What happened in the first half?
Well, it's football. Of course,
It was shocking.
Yeah, it was
for
shocking
everybody.
for everybody and for us as well. But it's football. It's hard to explain. We always want to play the best as we can. We will never go to a match thinking today we do 50% and that's it. We go to the match always 200% to give everything and to try to win every single match and play very good football in every single match. But sometimes the things just don't happen. And we start the game, we concede the goal, and then with some individual mistakes, we concede a penalty, and another penalty, and second half another penalty. So it was not a normal game.
Yeah.
A game that you play and you have 3 penalties against you is not normal. So this one was the hardest game for me this season, because we knew that we could do better and we knew that we could go to the final.
Do you think you lost that first half? The reason behind it was mentally or physically?
Mentally, for sure. Physically, we had no problems this season. Even in that period of time that we played a lot of games in the few weeks, physically we were better than other teams. I think I can say this without any problem. Physically, we are the best team in the league. And we feel that on the pitch as well. That's one of the things that made more the difference from us to other teams.
That you believe that?
I truly believe that. Because the way we work during the week, because the way we prepare ourselves physically, we arrive to the game, we play the game with high intensity, and we arrive to the last 20 minutes of the game and we still high intensity. And most of the teams, they start breaking,
going down
as the minutes goes by, and we don't.
That's why in every last 20 minutes in Al-Hilal matches we see Al-Hilal going crazy in their performance because other teams collapse.
Yeah, because we know that physically we will be better than them. So we know that the last 20 minutes we will have a bit more fuel to push, and maybe the teams are not ready for that.
In Al-Hilal there are Jesus with two personality. The aggressive Jesus that we see on, is he Jesus or Jesus, by the way? Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus on the line, the aggressive Jesus, and there is smiley, dancing, happy Jesus. Which one you prefer?
Both, because we have two Jesus in two different departments.
Okay.
We have a Jesus outside of the pitch that is smiling, that is dancing, that is kind to everyone, that have a very big and beautiful heart. And we have the Jesus working on the pitch. And I like Jesus outside of the pitch because he's a very good person. Okay. And I like Jesus inside the pitch because he's a very passionate person and it takes you to other level. So
but he's screaming a lot.
That's why you cannot do a mistake. If you don't want to hear him screaming, you cannot do a mistake. So
So the only way to prevent yourself from the screaming is not to make any mistake.
Of course, he's doing what he wants us to do, and is to give everything on the pitch. That's it.
Is he demanding a lot?
A lot.
Even when you score 5-6 goals?
A lot. It just doesn't stop.
Just do what you should do, and regardless the result.
Anything. You can be losing, you can be winning, you'll be the same, it will demand exactly the same from you. And not only in the games. That's why we are always competing in a very high level, because in training sessions is the same.
And even in training?
Exactly the same. So you cannot give 80%, you need to give 100% every single minute of training. Even if you are doing the warm-up, even if you are stretching, he is there and he is pushing you to do the best.
Do you think this is good or bad for the young player? I'm not talking about you, your experienced one. For the good players, to have such a personality
it's good.
On the pitch.
For me, it's very good, because if they take this personality and this character in the good way, they will be better players. If you think, I don't want to hear him, I don't want him to scream to me and everything, you'll stay at the same level. If you want to be a better player, you listen him, you do what he wants, because in football he's one of the person that knows the most about football. And tactically, he's one of the best coaches in the world.
I can see in your eyes that you really like his way.
So if you go with him, if you understand him, even if he screams to you or if he shouts to you sometimes, you will be a better player.
He's pushing hard.
Very hard. the hardest coach I had in my career until now. In terms of demanding, in terms of pushing, in terms of details. If you are 1 meter outside of your position, he will tell you.
To that limit,
To that limit.
even 1 meter.
1 meter can make the difference in our style of play. So if you are 1 meter outside of your position and you concede a goal, you know, next day you'll put the image on the screen, you'll say, this is not how we play. We need to be, anyone is perfect. There is no perfection in the world,
Yeah.
but we need to be very close
He's going into details.
into details. Every single detail is going to.
There are a lot of stars in الهلال club, and you had Neymar, but Neymar injured. How did that affect the team performance?
Well, I think there is a big part of that was the way that Saudi players welcomed us. Because it's not easy, and it happens in a lot of teams and a lot of countries. When you see a lot of foreign people coming to your dressing room, you start doubting about everything. And here we had the perfect dressing room to welcome us. Very good guys, very good people that they made us feel at home since the first minute, and they were never sad for having us, even if you are playing a lot.
Even you take their positions.
Even if you play more than some of them, they'll be exactly the same person to you. And that's one of the biggest reasons that we did a season like this.
One day you will retire. Do you think you will live here in Saudi Arabia with your family after retirement?
I'll never know. We never know. Right now, the way the country is improving, I really want. Sometimes I speak with my wife, and she said to me, "I really want to come here in 2034 to see the World Cup."
Inshallah.
And I said to her, when we come here in some years, this will be a completely different country in terms of buildings, in terms of city, than there is right now.
Yeah, it's growing up very, very quick.
It's growing up very quick. As I told you, every 2 weeks we have something new coming.
And when you talk to the players playing in Saudi Arabia, we always like to ask them about the Saudi food. What do you really like from the Saudi cuisine?
Very good food, to be honest. I tried a few things, mainly in Ramadan, because in Ramadan
It has its own cuisine.
yes, and we try a few things, and we really like it. Not only me, but all the foreign players, they like the Saudi food. The soup is very good.
Sambusa.
The cheese samosa is very good.
Kabsa. Have you tried kabsa?
No, I don't think so.
Kabsa, you never tried the rice with the meat and the
Oh
chicken?
yes, every time. Yeah, we have.
Every time.
I didn't know the name.
The
But
kabsa.
we have every time this in the meals. Every time.
Yes.
It's
It's
good. That's the most typical one, no? In here.
This is the most Saudi.
Yeah, the most Saudi.
meal, which is.
I know we have every time. Before the games, after the games, we always have that option.
Nifej, it was a pleasure having you in my show. You're such a nice person, not only as a player. You're an amazing player and, with your team, but as a person, I really like your personality.
Thank you very much.
Just smiley man, happy man, very humble. It was a pleasure to have you on my show. I will just leave 1 minute for you to say whatever you want to say to your fans around the world.
Oh, first of all, thank you to having me here. It was a pleasure, and I enjoy this conversation a lot.
Thank you.
It was my first time to have such a conversation with a Saudi TV, so
Thank you.
it was a pleasure. And I'll just say thank you to everyone in here for the welcome to me, to my family. My family feels at home. I'm feeling at home right now, so we are very happy here. And I hope I can I can compensate you with wins and titles, of course, Hilal fans.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
مشاهدينا الكرام، موعدنا غدا 11:30 في أمان الله.